A light in the yellow house blinked on, and Ben heard the sound of footsteps racing up the stairs. A deep voice boomed. "What's wrong, son? Don't worry, Daddy's coming." Ben, good. I'm going to be in big trouble. Too scared to find out what would happen next, Ben shot back toward motorbike as fast as he could. Several garbage cans near the fence had been knocked over. Ben leaned over the fence and then stopped to catch his breath. That was scary, told Ben. That little kid was so scared of me. I could have gotten in a lot of trouble. Looking around, he realized Mok was nowhere inside. "Mok," called Ben. "Mok, where are you?" There was no answer. "Where did he go?" Ben murmured. Then he remembered the loud racing sound and the garbage cans that had been knocked over. Could Mok have done that? Ben wondered about it as he left home. A short while later, Ben slipped back into his bedroom. Sid was still snoring quiet in his bed. Ben climbed into his own bed, his heart still racing as he thought about his adventure in People's Place. What if he'd been caught? He wasn't sure what would happen. Maybe the people would have captured him. First thing in the morning, they probably would have marched him over to Monster Academy and into Mr. Freaky's office. Yikes! Ben shuddered and tried to go to sleep, but it wasn't easy. He tossed and turned all night. He couldn't stop thinking about the little kid he scared. And he couldn't stop thinking about Mok. I never should have trusted him, told Ben. The next morning at school, Ben stopped spotted Mop in the crowded hallway before homeroom. He stormed toward him. "Where did you go last night?" he called. To Ben's surprise, Mop shot a quick glance at Ben and then hurried out in the other direction. Ben narrowed his eye at the monster. Mop defiantly knocked over those garbage cans. I'm sure he was just trying to get me in trouble, where he can hide from me forever. He had to talk to me in cooking class. Ben went to homeroom and sat down still for me. "Attention, all monitors!" Mr. Ficky's voice rang over the loudspeaker. "A very racy situation has come to my attention." Oh, Ben was upright, worried. But the guards sitting next to Ben were laughing. "A race situation, ha ha ha. Maybe we're going to take a field trip to a graveyard." "Oh, I love graveyards," said a skeleton girl dreamily. Mr. Ficky was still talking. "Third period is cancelled this morning. Instead, I want all students to report to the auditorium." Ben's thoughts were racing. Did Mr. Picky know about his adventure in People Place the night before? Ben remembered that little kid and how scared he looked at the sight of a ghost. Why in the world had Ben listened to Mop? The bell rang just then, and monitors began to stream out of homerooms to make their way to the auditorium. Ben followed them and slunk into a seat next to Gabby. "Hey," he murmured. "I wonder what Mr. Prickly is going to talk about," said Gabby. Ben was too worried to respond. The principal walked up to the microphone looking very serious. "I received a phone call this morning," said Mr. Ficky. A pair a ghost bled into people's lives last night and scared a little child. A shock rumble went through the auditorium. A ghost, say a fish monster. In people's lives, say an octopus monster. Scared a skid, say a purple monster. That's terrible, say Gabby. Ben slid down in his chair, holding his breath. Quiet, shouted Mr. Freaky. Right away, the entire auditorium fell silent. Unfortunately, the child who saw the ghost isn't just any child, said Mr. Freaky. He's Mayor Hubbletree's son. Ben almost slid off his chair, the mayor's son. Had Mock now that when he sent Ben to that house to look for the rooms. Ben saw Mock sitting in the next row, but the monster was looking the other way. As many of you know, said Mr. Vicky, Monster Academy was built on land owned by people's lives. The principal looked at the floor and took a deep breath. There's no easy way to say this, but Mayor Hubbletree had decided to evade us. A huge gasp filled the auditorium. That means we must leave, said Mr. Freaky. Monster Academy is going to be destroyed. At first, Ben had been afraid of getting in trouble for scaring the little boy. Now something much worse had happening. Mayor Hubbletree was planning to destroy Monster Academy. And it was all Ben's fault.